Hello again, everybody. I'm Snapper Lancaster, welcoming you to another edition of the Central Alabama High School Sports Show. And as we get started tonight, folks, I want to tell you once again, the way you can catch our show is go to our website, castvshow.com, or like us on Facebook. And so we look forward to you doing that. I've got a few thoughts. We're toward the end, getting toward 2/3 of the way through the season. Playoffs are right around the corner. After last week's ball game, and we had more cancellations last week than we've had any weekend since I've been in this business. That's been over 25 years. And that goes to let you know, folks, you can't beat Mother Nature. Mother Nature postponed more games, and it had some bearings, and it was a very interesting weekend. Now, some of my thoughts from last week. First of all, Hoover continues to be the class of 7A football in the Birmingham-Jefferson County area, and maybe the whole state. Oak Mountain has only one loss as we near the playoffs. Coach Chris Bell and his staff are doing a fantastic job at Oak Mountain, probably the best season they've ever had. Clay Chalkville could possibly be the best 6A team in the state as they defeated a very good Shades Valley team on the road this past weekend. McAdory also remains undefeated, and that's in Class 6A as well. In Class 5A, Mortimer Jordan suffered its first loss of the season. The Thundering Herd, the Parker Thundering Herd, remain undefeated. What an outstanding season they're having. And finally, the Leeds Green Wave, who has dominated their class the last few seasons, they're in Class 4A this year, lost their first game of the season. So a lot of things are happening. This could shake up some of the playoff spots, but we're getting right down to where every game is very meaningful. We got two outstanding coaches with their athletes. We'll get our show started in just a moment. Don't you go away.
Good driver discount, multi-car discount, good student discount. Helping you save money on car insurance is just part of the service you get from State Farm agent Jack Trappenstead. Whether an accident or a simple question, Jack and his staff get you the help you need. And that's the value only a State Farm agent can provide. Call Jack Trappenstead today. 40 million drivers already know nobody gives more discounts to more drivers than State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Land of Frost Premium is America's best-selling 1-pound deli pouch, now available in 12 delicious flavors, including new flavors of mesquite turkey and cotto salami. High school athletes across the country ask for Land of Frost by name. These great items are available at your local grocer, including Piggly Wiggly, Food Giant, Western supermarkets, and many more. Land of Frost also makes other varieties of lunch meats, including deli shaved bistro and sub sandwich kits. Land of Frost is a proud sponsor of youth sports as well.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. Now, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
And folks, welcome back. In our first segment tonight, we've got one of the longtime football coaches here in the Birmingham area, and we're talking about Reuben Nelson. Coach Nelson, always good to see you.
Good to see you. And
for people that might be seeing you for the first time, give us a little background of how you got in the business, where you started, and how you finally ended up here at Ramsey High School.
I was coaching middle school ball at Hayes Middle School and Burt. Well, we call him Burt, but Chris playing out at midfield.
Right.
Gave me a call and told me there was a vacancy out on the staff at midfield. And I went out there and I served 2 years on the Johnny playing. Mm-hmm. And it was just, being at the right place at the right time, maybe having a good recommendation or two. Right. And I took over for Johnny when he retired at midfield, and I stayed there for about 7 or 8 years. And when they got ready to start the program at Ramsey, they called my name.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Well, I know that you had that run at midfield. It was a good one. Matter of fact, my daughter's in a midfield high school.
I hear that.
And but that's where she grew up, and she was awfully happy there. And of course, Bill Sparks and I got that program started.
Yes,
and all. But now, leading up to where you are now, what a fantastic job! And let me say this, Reuben, not just because you're sitting here, but third year with Ramsey back in football.
Yes, sir.
And y'all are turning the corner.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes, sir.
here's what I need to ask you. Did you have any idea when this year started, I know you've had your growing pains, that you would be as successful as you have been thus far?
We knew that this year was going to be a better year. We didn't know that we have 5 straight wins or crack the top 10 or things like that. But we knew that this year would be a better year. You know, we worked hard. The kids had put the time in, and believe it or not, you know, we could see the talent there. You know, when we first started playing, we just didn't have a chance. It was just playing 14-year-olds against 18-year-olds across the board. And so, like I said, going into this year, we knew things would be better. We didn't know that, like I said, it would end up like it is. But you know, God has a plan, and we felt like we planted seeds, and those seeds are producing right now.
Well, I guess in these last 2 years, and this being your third year, I'm sure that each year you've probably had more kids coming out.
Yes, sir.
And so you've been able to get some athletes out of the hall, so to speak, and buy into what you want to do. What's been the biggest challenge? It's almost like it's starting a new program, but yet it's not. But there was a big break there, and for all practical purposes, it was like starting a new program, wasn't it?
Well, no, it definitely was starting from the bottom, and you know, ordering jerseys, ordering uniforms, equipment, place to practice, just getting kids back acclimated to playing football again. We've had our ups and downs, but like I said, we've all remained faithful at Ramsey, and we believe that we believe in each other. We believe in what we're doing.
Do you see Ramsey being in your future for a few years now?
Well, I say this here, I'm very happy at Ramsey.
Well, now the one thing about it too, Coach, I think, how has it been for you, assistant coach-wise? Have you finally got your staff sort of like you wanted, or is there still some work?
We have a great staff of hard-working people, and you know, I have 2 great coordinators, Ronnie Jackson on offense and Antonio Denmark on defense, and they work hard. They work their guys, and you know, they come prepared.
What is the main challenge for you and your coaching staff? I know you have to play. Every coach has his own niche as to what he wants on offense, what he wants on defense. Now that's one side of it. The other side of it, you've got to play with the talent that you've got. Now, how do you approach that? Do you like to sort of mold the kids the way you want them, or is there a time when you say, well, Snapper, this is what I got, this is what they're good at, this is what we have to do to be successful? Talk about that.
You know, I believe that kids have to fit into the system that we run and do the things that we want them to do. But you know, kids have a way of if they're mean, it's gonna come out. You know, if they're tough, it's gonna come out. It's gonna show. They can add their own little twist to anything that you do, and you know, you really can't be surprised anymore that kids make you look good.
Right.
You know, kids are, how they say, you know, it's not about the X's and O's, it's the Jimmys and Joes.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, Coach, very quickly, time gets away, but I want to talk about this just a little bit too. You're 5A, Region 5. And of course, Parker's undefeated, but you guys are sitting there with just 1 loss in the region, 1 loss for the season. And so how does it look for you playoff-wise? And looking at the region right now and what the records look like, unless y'all collapse, which I don't think you'd let that happen to start with, but does it look like that this team is a definite playoff team? Now you're trying to work to be the best seed you can get out of?
Yes, sir. I think right now, mathematically, you know, we're in. And that being said, if we played the playoffs tomorrow, we'd be second in the region. Parker will be first. And so we've already started, you know, getting kids acclimated for going 1 more week.
Right.
You know, the weather just changed today, and we're going to do the things right now to get prepared. You know, no cold clothes. You know, we got to get kids ready to play ball just the way they are. you know, and we're not going to be out there shivering, and we're not going to be out there being afraid of the elements.
Right.
You know, we have to get ready right now. So I believe that we're well on our way.
Well, I tell you what, too, and the thing we're talking about, on one hand, it's got to be nice to know you're in.
Yes, sir.
But now you want to make sure you want that home field advantage because you
Yes, sir.
always, you hate to travel if you can avoid it.
I think right now, you know, we will get it. You know, like I said, unless we collapse, we will get a home game. You know, we should get a first-round home game.
We're going into the playoffs, and we've only got about 30 seconds, Coach. Your kids in pretty good shape physically, or the injury bug hurts you much?
We're as healthy as we could be right now.
Well, good. Well, I tell you what, if the next 3 weeks are indication of what the first 7 brought, you guys ought to be in good shape. I wish you all the luck in the world. Awfully good to see you again. More than that, good luck at Ramsey, not only the rest of this year, but in the future.
Thank you, and appreciate you having us.
All right, and we'll take a quick break. When we come back, 3 youngsters very instrumental in the success the Ramsey Rounds have had thus far. We'll be right back.
Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven. A taste of heaven is always best. Now you know that you're blessed. Give your taste a whole new spin. Bring your friends and come on in. Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
If you want to personalize that special vehicle you drive, whether it be a car, SUV, or that truck that you love so much, then you need to visit the Drive Shop. They're located between downtown Trussville and Deerfoot Parkway on Highway 11, where their fine service staff of professionals are waiting to serve you. The services include auto systems, security and remote start systems, tires and wheels, and window tinting, just to name a few. So come by and visit them today, or find them online at thedriveshop.com, or visit us on the Facebook. That's the Drive Shop in Trussville, 533-8785. Also, if you mention Snapper's name, you'll receive a 10% discount.
Are you sure we should take this billboard down?
People find out State Farm does car loans as well as they do insurance. Our bank is through.
Good point. Grab an edge.
Look, there's 2 guys on the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign.
No, for real, there's 2 dudes on the State Farm.
Borrow Better banking sign.
Gentlemen, please get down from the State Farm Borrow Better banking sign. Phil, get the hose.
Okay, he's getting the hose.
All right, let's go.
Want to borrow better? Contact State Farm agent Thomas Waters about a car loan that can save you hundreds.
And folks, welcome back. Before we get this segment started with the young athletes, I want to tell you once again, the way you can find us on the web is castvshow.com, and like us on Facebook. And so go by, help us out, and then watch the show, and hope you enjoy it. And in this segment, we're going to be visiting with 3 young athletes that's been very instrumental in what's been a great season thus far for the Ramsey Rams. But I bet you guys aren't nearly ready for this season to be anywhere like half over, are you? No. Going into this year, and we're talking with Benico first, Harley. Benico, going into this season, have you been involved with the team all 3 years? This your 3rd year?
No, sir, this is my 2nd year.
Your 2nd year. Okay, going into this year, did you think you and your teammates had the ability to put together the season you have thus far?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We've been working all summer, and even last year after the season, we've been working. And
how was it getting acclimated for you last year and this year to Coach Nelson? Have you enjoyed playing under him? And what kind of coach is he? Is he real tough or laid back? Or
yes, he's a tough coach. He keep our head up though, like don't let us get low or stay down or anything like that.
Well, sometimes it's hard for us to stay as motivated as we need to be sometimes, so
yes,
it's always good to have a coach that understands that and knows how to deal with it, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Alexander, talking about how many years have you been playing football there, Ramsey?
This is my 4th year. I'm a senior.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yes,
so you've seen the program start from the bottom.
Yes, sir.
And so how's that worked? You being a senior now, I know Coach looks to you and other seniors for leadership and guidance. Talk about that.
Well, my first year when I came in, I had to kind of lead from the bottom when I first came in. So it's been a continuous work for us, for the seniors that came in when I came in 9th grade. So Coach Nelson told us from the start that we were going to have to lead the team, and we were going to have to keep working and keep pushing everybody, because it started off real bad and people kept their head down, but we had to be there at a very young age and tell everybody that we had to stay up, because eventually everything was going to turn out the way that we wanted to. And Coach Nelson kept pushing us and our staff, and now my senior year we finally turned the corner, as you said, and it feels pretty good to me.
Well, you know, one thing, Alexander, that I think is very important, and I want you to elaborate on it a little bit, is team chemistry. If the guys like each other, you can be the best you can be, not only as an individual, but as a team, and you can accomplish more. Talk about the team chemistry with you and your teammates.
The word you said is the team has to like each other. Well, I wouldn't say like, I said the team has to love each other, because it's a big family. Coach Nelson being the father of the family, he's the head, he leads all of us, and the whole team, like I said, is a big old family, so we have to come together and learn how to love each other. It's not about liking, but it's about loving each other. And when you have that chemistry, you can go on the field and you can compete against anybody and compete at a good level, at a great level.
Well, I want to compliment you, because you're the first person that has corrected me, because I have used like. And you're absolutely right.
Yes, sir.
When you're around those teammates, y'all love,
yes, sir,
and you love through the good times and the bad times, yes, don't you? So yes, that was a great point. I want you to know I appreciate you saying that. Brandon, how about you? How many years you been playing?
All 4.
All 4 too. Yes, so I guess it's exciting to see the evolution, to start off on ground zero and to end up playing like you guys are now. Did that surprise you at all, or was you halfway expecting it?
I mean, it's really an expectation. Like, when you put in all the hard work we do with our great trainer, Coach Otis, I mean, you just expect to come out here and dominate anybody and everybody who lines up in front of you.
Well, now I tell you what, it's got on here that you're a defensive tackle, right? And Alexander, you're running back.
Yes, sir.
And a sophomore quarterback.
Yes,
That's
sir.
pretty challenging, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
All right, now tell me this, being a defensive tackle, it tells me you like to hit people rather than be hit.
That's the reason I play the game.
Well, are you the strong, tall, silent type, or if you have to, will you get in somebody's grill if your teammates aren't doing what you think they ought to be doing?
Oh, yes, sir. Like, if we not executing right, or everybody got their head down and just feel like we can't pull it out, I gotta get in there. I gotta make everybody get up. We gotta win. That's how I feel we should win every game.
Well, that's where your leadership and personally wanting to be a leader comes into play. Now, I didn't realize this, Benico, but being a sophomore, they're depending on you a lot. You haven't got that much playing experience. How does it feel to be the leader of the offense at such a young age?
At first it was challenging as I started, but I started to come to it like everybody was depending on me, they was counting on me, they telling me how good I'm doing, and they won't want nobody else to be their quarterback but me, so I started to feel it.
Well, then one question, and you being a young starter like this, it's going to be interesting to see what you have to say. I like to ask young athletes, is there a professional quarterback or a college quarterback that you'd like to say, this is the way I want my game to be one day? Who is that quarterback for you?
Well, when I first started watching football, it was Michael Vick, because I'm a left-handed quarterback.
Really?
And I used to like to see him scramble a lot and run around. Then as I got older, I started watching Peyton Manning, how he lead the team and he made good throws and stuff.
You know what, it's sort of interesting that you say that, because it looks like to me, you look at the guys and say, hey, this quarterback is this way, this is this way. I can be a little of both. And if I do it the best I can be the kind of leader that Coach needs me to be, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Alexander, running back, I asked you the same question. College or professional, who would you like to be like?
My favorite NFL running back is probably LaShawn McCoy, Marshawn Lynch. I like LaShawn McCoy because of how shady he is and how he gets out of tackles and stuff like that and all the magnificent moves he make. And I like Marshawn Lynch because he just a great running back. He can do it all. He can put a move on you. He can just run straight downhill. And so, yeah, in NFL, those are probably my favorite running back.
Well, it tells me from the way you're describing them, you're the kind of running back that you expect to make yardage after that first person hits you, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If you go down on the first tackle, you're not a running back.
That's a pretty good way to put it. Now, Brandon, on the defensive side of the football, then you got to idolize or respect somebody that's on the different side of the field. Now, who is it that you like and want to be like?
NFL, my favorite player is Von Miller for the Denver Broncos. He's exactly everything I want to be. Leads his team in tackles, sacks, he does it all.
Well, another question I enjoy asking, because you never know what kind of answer you're going to get. You guys, if I was being introduced to you for the first time and you were going to tell me something about yourself that nobody knew, whether it would be maybe a hobby or something you like doing that nobody knows about, and we'll start with you, Benico. What would it be, and would it surprise us?
Well, I don't know too much to say other than the sport, like the game, playing football. Like, I've been playing football there since I was 4 years old.
My goodness. So
I just
you're
love
doing
the game.
Well, then that shouldn't, you're not a gym rat, but you're a football rat, right?
Yes, sir.
That gym rat, you know, they talk about that guy that's in the basketball on the court every time the gym opens. You sound like you want to be around the football every time there's somebody to play, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how about you, Alexander?
It's about the same with me. I've been playing football ever since I was 5, so that's basically all I know. As I got older, a little hobby that I picked up was basketball. I like to shoot a little basketball every now and again, but when it comes to like just what I love to do and what I plan to do, and my future is playing football.
Well, good. Okay. And you know, sometimes it's good that we can find out or feel like we know early what that niche might be, because you put that much more into it. How about you, Brandon?
Me is a little different from my teammates. I didn't even start playing football or liking football until I got into 7th grade. My first love was basketball, but after seeing my talents on the football field my 7th grade year and evaluating myself in basketball and football, I realized that if I want to go to college and make it big, I got to do this.
When I tell you, you guys have been playing, you two in particular, there at Ramsey, have you developed rivalries or a team, and we'll start with you, Brandon, a team you like to play or would rather play or like to see their name on the schedule?
The team for me would have to be Fairfield.
Really?
Yes,
and
sir.
if I'm not mistaken, that's the team y'all got coming up this Friday night?
Yes, sir.
You ready for it?
Yes, sir.
Physically?
Physically and
mentally. Okay. How about you, Alexander?
The newest rival that I came into right now is Parker, all the way around. And then if I had to choose another team, it'll probably be the Carl Rams, and then Parker. Those are my 2 rivals right there.
Yeah, well, and Parker's been around a long time, and they've been a powerhouse through the years as well.
Yes, sir.
How about you, Benico?
Yeah, I'd say my rival is Parker too.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, Parker, if you get to playing like they do, you're probably on a pretty good level. One last question. We haven't got a whole lot of time, but it's a very important question. I know you're just a sophomore, Benico, but we're going to ask you this question anyway. To this point in your young life, who's been the most inspirational person or persons in your life?
Well, I know for one, it's the coaches on the football team, because they always call and check up on me, make sure I'm doing what I need to do, make sure I keep my head focused in class, don't get in trouble, say keep your mind on books, not the girls. And my grandmother, she always been around. She the one that started me off with sports and everything.
Well, good. How about you, Alexander?
If I had to choose, it'll probably be Coach Nelson and Coach Otis, because they always tell me what's real, and they tell me the stuff that I don't want to hear. You know, a lot of times most athletes don't want to hear nobody tell them what they're doing wrong. They always want to be praised and stuff like that, but they are the type of people that's not going to sit there and tell you everything that you're doing right. They're going to give you what you need to know to get better. and tell you what you need to know to perform at a higher level. So if I had to choose, it would probably be Coach Nelson and Coach Otis.
Okay, good. How about you, Brandon?
I think I'm just like McGee. Coach Otis and Coach Nelson, they always keep it real with me ever since I've been at Ramsey. From day one, you never sugarcoated anything. You let you know straight up and down this how it is.
Well, I tell you what, guys, y'all have done a great job there so far. Good luck the rest of the season, and good luck in whatever endeavor you guys do after you get out of school, okay? We'll be right back visiting with another coach, more athletes. Don't you go away.
And this will be your premium right here.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say, I combined home and auto with State Farm.
Saved $760.
Love this guy.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
That's 760 very good reasons to call Alan Gurdeau in Trussville today.
Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven. A taste of heaven is always best. Now you know that you're blessed. Give your taste a whole new spin. Bring your friends and come on in. Take your taste to a different place. It's the taste of hamburger heaven.
Land of Frost Premium is America's best-selling 1-pound deli pouch, now available in 12 delicious flavors, including new flavors of mesquite turkey and cotto salami. High school athletes across the country ask for Land of Frost by name. These great items are available at your local grocer, including Piggly Wiggly, Food Giant, Western supermarkets, and many more. Land of Frost also makes other varieties of lunch meats, including deli shaved bistro and sub sandwich kits. Land of Frost is a proud sponsor of youth sports as well.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. Oh, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
And folks, welcome back. In this segment, we're looking forward to visiting with this coach here because I've never met Coach Parker before, and so Watt's doing two things. First time on the show, but taking over a new program. And Coach, the first thing we generally ask a coach when he's been on the first time, tell us a little bit about your background and what's led up to you being the head coach there at Helena.
Well, started it back in 1992 in Shelby County. Coached for 10 years as an assistant at Thompson High School under Ricky Seal, and just very blessed to get to kind of learn from him. He's such a great guy and a great mentor for me. And then after 10 years there at Thompson, I took over at Chelsea as the head coach there. That was my first job. Spent 4 years at Chelsea, and then my wife is from Albertville, from North Alabama. I'm from Marengo County. Had never really been much past Birmingham, but the Arab job came open, and so went to Arab, getting closer to her family, and spent 8 years in Arab, and then. And even back then, they were talking about Helena High School, and so when the new school was being built, the opportunity came open to come back here and to start a program from scratch, and you have those things that you'd love to be able to have an opportunity to do as a coach, and starting a program from scratch has always been one I'd love to do, and so had the opportunity and the chance to come back and jumped at it.
Well, let me ask you, and it's interesting that you say it the way you did. Talk about some of the challenges, because it's got to be different going into a first-year program as compared to taking over an established program. If that's the right way to put it.
Yeah. We were joking about it. We had a faculty meeting the other day, and our principal made an analogy about you wouldn't do this any more than you would play a game without having practiced. And so I kind of joked with him that, hey, The first time we actually dressed out in full pads was when we competed against Ramsey and John Carroll in our preseason matchup. And so they were like going, what? I was like, well, we didn't have a field house at the time. We were dressing in one of the classrooms. It's been an experience. It's been a lot of fun. I was able to come in January, which was was nice to be able to come in and basically kind of be on the ground floor and work with Jay Peoples, our principal, and try to establish what we wanted to do as a program and have some input on hiring people and things of that nature. But all through the summer, the guys, we had a 2-week spring training that we didn't put on any pads at all. We did it at the middle school, and then after that 2 weeks, we didn't see the guys again until July. Had no weight room for the summertime, so no summer workouts. So it was on the guys to go to be disciplined on their own. Some of the athletic facilities there in town, the weight training places in town, they offer discounts for the guys to come in and all. So it's been quite an experience. To get to know your whole staff. The spring training was just our middle school staff and myself working together, and so it's been a lot of fun getting to know the kids, establishing an environment of success, laying the groundwork for what we want to be as people and be as a program.
Well, has it surprised you? Because here in the first year, 4-3, 3-2. I mean, that's to the positive side, and I mean that's starting from ground zero.
Yeah, not I would say surprised, but just that's a credit to our kids, a credit to the community. The community sport in Helena is unreal. Of course, we're a county school. Some people think we're a city school system, but we're a county school, and the county built the school. So it's a beautiful building, great, nice school, but the county did not do anything athletically. So without our city, there would be no athletic facilities at all. There'll be no athletics at Helena yet. And our city came on board with a bond issue and has built everything, our stadium, our baseball, our softball, soccer, everything. So without the partnership that Shelby County and Helena City did, there wouldn't be Helena Athletics this year. So that's been really nice, and that's had a lot to do with the attitude of the community, their willingness to support, to do the bond issue, and that's gone on right along with our kids. They want to be good. They understand that work is a vital part of that, and so any success that we've had this year on the wins and loss sides is directly attributed to our kids and our support from our community.
How was it? How hard was it to get your staff together? Do you have a complete staff yet?
Very, very fortunate the way the split worked. Our kids basically came from Pelham High School or from Helena Middle School, and when they did that, they also split up the teaching units. But we were very fortunate to have quite a few units that we were able to hire people in, and we were very blessed to have some really quality people apply, and we were able to hire a really good staff, in my opinion. Great guys. Keith Maple came on board with us as our offensive coordinator. He's the head coach of Springville for a long time. When Keith's name, when I heard his name, and a friend of mine, we have a great mutual friend, he said, I think Keith would be interested in coming on board. And I was like, there's no way. I mean, he's a great head coach. He'd never want to come on board with us. And, when I talked to him and he was very interested in it, it was kind of a coup for us to get Keith. And then, but our entire staff, great guys, and really have a great passion for kids.
Well, at this point, like I said, you're 4-3 overall, 3-2 in the region, 2 region games left. Do you like, you got to like where you are. You've got a great chance of making the playoffs here in your very first year. That's got to be very gratifying.
It really is, and a lot of those type of things are for the kids. We tell the guys all the time, the wins are for you because as coaches and as the adults in the building, we see things from a little bit different light. We judge things a little bit differently than wins and losses. We judge things on how we're handling situations, the character of our players, how we're growing and developing as young men, what we're going to be doing after football is over. We really look at things from a big picture kind of perspective as coaches, and we want to teach them great life lessons. Now, those lessons, we believe, are always going to turn into wins when physically we can do that. But when you look at the situation we're in for the possible chance at playoffs, I mean, it's great. I mean, our community is just completely, it's almost over the top with excitement, which is just wonderful to be in an environment like that. So, we're hoping that we can maybe pull together this week and next week and possibly put ourselves in that position.
Well, I tell you what, we've got about a minute left.
Yes, sir.
It sounds like everything has been phenomenal for you so far. Now, here's the one question I'm going to let you talk just a few seconds about. Behind every good woman, a man is a good woman. You got to have a good one because you have ran this little girl all over the country. So talk about your wife, talk about your family.
Well, you know, God blessed me in so many ways. When a mutual friend of mine from college, he was at Hoover, and my wife Christy was the cheerleader sponsor and swim coach at Hoover and math teacher. And he said, "What you need to call this girl." And he finally gave me her number, and so we just kind of had a blind date. I called her one day just out of the blue, said, "Hey, you want to go out?" And went on from there. It was phenomenal. She's a great Christian lady. You know, I've got a little boy who's 10, Max, and a little girl, Kate, who's 7. You know, my wife's a math teacher. I'm a math teacher. We're a couple of math nerds. You know, but her dad played for Coach Bryant. Her brother played for Coach Stalling. You know, she understands what it is to be a football wife, and she does a phenomenal job.
Well, good luck to you. Good luck to your team the rest of the season, and I hope you get there. It'd be almost a Cinderella story.
I really would. Thank you so much.
We'll take a quick break. When we come back, 5 players that have been very instrumental in the success of this year's team.
And this will be your premium right here.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say I combined home and auto with State Farm.
Saved $760.
Love this guy.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
That's 760 very good reasons to call Ted Townley in Homewood today.
The Drive Shop in Trussville not only personalizes cars, SUVs, and trucks, they can personalize your motorcycle or ATV as well. They also specialize in automotive accessories to fit your specification. They provide performance and fuel economy upgrades, lift kits, off-road accessories, custom lighting, bed liners, and much more. Once again, that's the Drive Shop located just north of downtown Trussville on Highway 11. They're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. and on Saturday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. The number to call, 533-8785. Or visit us online at thedriveshop.com or like us on Facebook. Don't forget, you'll receive a 10% discount if you mention Snapper's name.
The community features a world-class resort and spa, the amazing Robert Trent Jones Trail Golf Course, miles of historic trails, and the whole family loves the pool at Ross Park. No, are we gonna have to watch your vacation slides all night?
This was supposed to be a party.
Well, this isn't my vacation. I live here.
Ooh.
And folks, welcome back. And as you can see, I'm joined by about half the team in this segment, and that's A-OK. We're all here to have a good time. They're having a good season, and we want to talk to them about it. I want to remind you first, though, always remember, you can catch us by going to our website on the internet, castvshow.com, or like us on Facebook. We should do that. Thanks so much for doing it. Guys, as we start this conversation, I want to introduce to everybody Seth, is it Kaliski?
It's Koloski.
Koloski, okay, senior. All these guys are seniors, by the way, right?
No, back two are juniors.
That's absolutely correct. There's 2 juniors here, too. And I didn't put that down right. So, all right, Kendall?
Yes, sir.
Now, are you a senior?
Yes, sir.
Wide receiver?
Yes, sir.
Right on. Grant Clayton, right?
Yes, sir.
You're a senior, and you're an offensive lineman.
Yes, sir.
You 2 guys are juniors, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I knew that, but I didn't put it down. Brett Granger and junior defensive end.
Yes, sir.
And then over here, Fielding Dumblin, a junior. You're a wide receiver defensive back.
Yes, sir.
You're versatile.
Yes,
we need guys like you. Okay, to start with, Seth, going into this season, how did you approach it being a first-year season for you as far as with Helena? Because I know you probably played football somewhere.
Well, I didn't look at it as more like the first year of it. I mainly just focused on kind of started as the first year, looking at the new traditions and everything. But I was just looking to play football, and I was looking for a new, just somewhere else, somewhere new. Somewhere,
Okay.
Closer to home.
And that's sort of a unique way to look at it, but yet it's realistic, like you said, somewhere closer to home for you.
Yes, sir.
And then Kendall, How about you? How did it feel being part of a new school starting up in a new athletic program?
Yes, sir. I just came into it as a new start and just wanted to start something new and have a good tradition.
Now, where had you been at school?
I went to Pelham High School.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So somewhere down the road there might be a rivalry, right? Somewhere. Okay. Grant, how about you?
I actually was at Pelham till about halfway through the summer, and throughout all those workouts, I mean, I was just missing my friends because a lot of them had gone. And luckily I was able to get on the team at Helena and kind of start working out with them late July. And it's been awesome being able to start a bunch of new traditions and things
Yeah,
like that.
it's sort of unique to have a situation like that as well, especially when you have friends that that you've interacted with through the years, and then you'd like to play with them when you can, I'm sure.
Yes, sir.
When you, and we'll go back to you, Seth, when you're on a new team like this and you have new opponents, who is it like when you looked at your schedule, who are you looking forward to playing?
Well, the biggest game I was looking forward to was Demopolis, because they're that big school that you hear about that you just really want to play.
Outside the Birmingham area, yeah.
They were a newer school that I hadn't really heard of before, because going from Pelham, we kind of moved down one, so it was a newer region, and they just seemed like the most interesting team to play.
And so that's part of it too. You get to visit or play against a whole new set of schools, right?
Yes, sir.
Kendall, how about you? Is there any teams that you wanted to play or look forward to playing?
Yes,
or does
sir.
it matter?
I really didn't know many teams that were on our schedule. The team that I really wanted to play was Chelsea and Calera, because those were the most familiar teams.
Right. So a lot of times, though, it's a challenge to play those unknown teams and start up those new rivalries, right?
Yes, sir.
How about you, Grant?
Two games I was really looking forward to on the schedule was the Shelby County game and the Calera game, because they're both Shelby County schools, and I felt like it would have been big for us to get 2 wins over inter-county schools. They're both in 5A too.
Yeah. Okay, Brett, how about you? Does it matter who you're playing, or do you enjoy the idea of being part of a new program?
I really like the idea of being a new program, and I was before the season started, I was hoping that Pelham would be on the schedule just because we could solve some rivalries we had from leaving and stuff like that. But it's all good. We did.
Well, the thing about it too, and I'm sure you guys look at it this way, you're going to build new rivalries. Teams you've never played before and heard of, and some of them you hadn't or knew you wouldn't ever be playing them or didn't think you would, you're going to end up playing them. Fielden, how about you?
I haven't really thought about the other teams that we've been playing. If I were to really have a real rivalry on someone, I think Pleasant Grove. I think I'm kind of looking forward to that game. And I enjoyed playing Chelsea. That was a real test of our will.
Okay. Now, Seth, talk about being a new team and everything, a bunch of new guys coming together. This is very important on any team, regardless of how you were put together. Talk about the team chemistry, because it's important. The better the chemistry, the better the outcome of whatever you're going to be as a team. And if you like one another, you can get a whole lot more done than if you dislike one another. So talk about it from that aspect.
Well, I think my favorite part about it is how we don't have, just senior leaders. We've got sophomores and juniors and a little bit of freshmen showing that, they all have leadership qualities and everyone respects everybody. We're not just like, one solid group of people just bossing everyone around. It's everybody, knowing what to do and doing it.
Kendall, a question I would ask you, let's talk about the coaching staff for a second. How have you guys blended in with your coaches and how you've built that relationship? Has it been in a positive way, and is it everything you thought it would be?
Yes, sir. We built a good relationship because we all had to start together from scratch. During the summer, we all got to get close together, and we built our way up each day.
Grant, one thing that I would like to know is when you go and play, or have you always been one of these guys, do you enjoy playing at home in front of a home crowd, or are you one of these guys that feels like there's less pressure on you when you go on the road to play?
Well, so far this year, everywhere we've gone has felt like a home game because, we've just had incredible support from the community. So, honestly, to me, it doesn't really matter where we play because I know that we have a bunch of fans from Helena that are going to travel with us and watch us.
Well, I tell you what, I know that when people see this show, especially fans of the school and of all the players will appreciate a comment like that, because very seldom the guys talk about the fans. They'll talk about a lot of people. But that's a very interesting thought that you had there. Seth, to start with here, being a senior, one question I like asking a bunch of you guys, and of course mostly seniors here with the juniors in the back, being a linebacker, if you could play like any linebacker in college or pro, who would you model your game after?
Okay, I thought you were asking who I would go up against. But I wouldn't go up against any of them.
No, I want you to be like them.
Well, I'm more into like the classic ones, you know, a little bit of a throwback. Dick Butkus was one of my biggest kind of inspirations. I mean, the way he just tackled, the way he just dominated the field every time he hit it.
You know what? If Dick Butkus is your inspiration, people ain't gonna want to see you coming. so that's okay. That's good. Kendall, how about you?
Mine would be Odell Beckham Jr. He played for LSU. Now he plays for New York Giants.
Right.
He's a really good leader, and he just takes over the field when he gets the ball.
And to me, he don't look like the biggest guy on the field either, but he people find out who he is real quick, right?
Yes, sir.
Now then we go to the big guy over there in offensive line. This is going to be interesting because I don't know how many people watch the offensive and defensive line. You do, because that's what you do for a living.
Yes.
So who would it be?
One person that I've really enjoyed watching, he's from Auburn. His name's Chad Slade. He's the guard there. And he just plays the game with that real physical mentality that he's going to take it to whoever he's up against every game, every snap. And I'd like to think I play that way sometimes.
Well, if you do, they don't want to see you coming either. And but that's the way the coach wants you to play too. So always remember that. Brett, how about you?
Well, mine would probably be Otis Laverette. I know him on a personal level, and like he's like sort of my personal trainer or something like that. Well, I just like his character and how he's like he gets at you. He'll tell you how it is. He's not gonna like sugarcoat it and just be like, oh, you'll get it next time. He'll get in your face and cheer you on.
Well, in other words, he's real.
He's
yeah.
real. He's
Okay.
real.
How about you, Phil?
I would have to say Deshaun Jackson for the Redskins. Just every time he gets that ball, he's just electric, and he just makes people miss, and it's just pure speed. So I just like that.
Well, I tell you what, you guys have all talked about some pretty interesting people. Now, this question, and most of the time that we have seniors, not all the time, had a sophomore in the segment last time. So the juniors, these guys this is going to apply to all of you. But I'm always interested in what you're going to say. And we will start with Seth. And what I want to know to this point in your life, who's been the most inspirational person or persons and why?
I think all through my life growing up, it's been my dad. He used to be my coach up in city ball and little league, so he's been there, you know, carrying, because I've played football since I was in second grade, and he's been there since day one, and he's really just showed me how, you know, he showed me how to play football, and he showed me how to carry myself as, you know, a man.
Good. Kendall?
It'd probably be my dad too, because ever since middle school, I've always been the smallest player on the field, so I have to work harder than everybody else. And my dad could relate to me because he used to be the smallest player on his field, so he helped me going on during my football career.
Well, good. Grant?
Mine, I have two people. Mine would be my dad, because he's the one who got me started playing football when I was in 4th grade, and he finally taught my mom to let me play. And my other one is probably, he was my offensive line coach when I was a sophomore at Pelham. His name's Coach Dill. And he was always pushing me to get better and, you know, stay after practice in the weight room and just always get better. And that's what I feel made the difference in high school so far.
Brett?
I'd have to say both my parents, Coach Butler and Coach Otis, because they've all been there for me.
Good.
Cheering me on the whole way.
Philden?
I would have to say my brother Philip. He's been pushing me since City League, just making me run sprints until, like, I have asthma, so he doesn't care. He doesn't care. So, like, he's that person that will push me, and he'll think I'm just trying to make an excuse when I'm saying I need to use my inhaler. So,
well, good for you. Well, guys, First year players, great team thus far, and maybe the best is yet to come, okay? Good luck the rest of the way, and thanks for coming up.
Thank you.
Folks, you know, same time, same place. Till next week, you know what the Snapper always says, bicycle.